Well, welcome back to the channel. Got a Salem game here for you. Pretty decent game. It's the game that could have been. I probably could have had, or should have had, maybe 7 or 8 kills. But either way, I've taken a little while off from making videos. Had some software subscription issues. Or basically I chose not to renew my previous video editing software. Ended up trying something a little bit more reasonably priced, and yeah, we'll see. It's definitely a little simpler to use, also a little bit more limited, but anyways. We start the game, we spawn over by the sea cap. We're going to try to get to the large island that is in the southwest corner of sea. Be kind of tricky sneaking over here without getting spotted. But we're going to try to split this gap. Our destroyer is moving up. You'll have to bear with me a little bit. The playback screen isn't full resolution, so a little difficult to see stuff, but especially ship names, but you'll get the gist of it, or I'll get the gist of it, one or the other. Haven't really been putting a lot of videos up, mainly because the gameplay's kind of been a little disgusting lately with I spotted Yoshino that apparently ran into something, so we're going to send him some AP and hopefully not get the same back. Yeah, definitely a couple ships over there. Managed to get a Citadel off them. Couple more hits for about just under 9k. And then you notice on the mini-map we have an enemy Alaska pushing through the middle of the map, and this is excuse me, this is kind of been part of my frustration with the game lately. Like, this is just suicide. But this is you know, some games can be very, very typical. People just YOLOing in and basically pissing their ships away. Doesn't seem to matter if it's a experienced player or an inexperienced player. It just seems very common now. Well, anyways, hiding behind that rock didn't help me a whole lot. I wasn't able to get too many shots off. Ironically, the destroyer followed him in. Middle of the map, 3 minutes into the game, and 2 ships go center of the map. Well, the destroyer gets what he deserved, and I'm hoping that this battleship doesn't hurt me too bad, and I can more or less do the same to the Alaska. And just as I get ready to put my guns on him, he gets blapped from our Thunderer. And I'm not really in a position that I want to be in. This German battleship with its vicious AP, or vicious secondaries, will make short work of me. So I'm trying to get a little closer to the island in front of me and break line of sight with them. Which is going to be hard to do because there's probably ships over on the seaside that'll keep me spotted. But
problem solved, sir.
I do what I can. Get another probably 30k off that battleship. And now I got a Italian battleship that's got my flank, as does this little cheeky Asashio. You'll see a little bit of him a little later. He's a pretty cheeky devil. But I'm trying to keep my angle to the guys at sea while also not providing a flat broadside to the German battleship that's coming over here. And hoping to finish him off. And the Soyuz takes him out. And if you notice, our Soyuz has basically pushed all the way to sea. He's right outside of the cap, right next to it. And he's over there with 5 ships, basically by himself with no support. So yeah, there's that. And here comes our Kagero, who capped A, but instead of staying over there and spotting for those guys, he ran right over here, which he didn't really have to, I guess, unless you want to take C instead of helping the team, I guess. I don't know. Again, typical type of play. And you'll notice, like right now, he's behind an island where he can't spot, and there was no reason for him to be over there.
Concentrate fire on the enemy warship.
There's no ships really spotted. Plus, he more or less outspots everybody except for the Yasashio, so maybe that's his thought. But either way, the Jutland smokes up and starts farming this battleship. Actually, he smokes up and runs and starts... Oh my lord, I don't even know what's going on sometimes in this game. I'm going to start taking some shots from somebody else. Probably the Yoshino, who definitely doesn't like me. And take a little bit of a hit there from the Italian cruiser. So right now we got 2 caps. Teams are about even as far as losses. My thought process here is I'm going to turn around and maybe I can get close enough to radar the Asashio. Maybe I can get lucky and catch the Yoshino, who just got spotted actually, and maybe catch his broadside, which obviously isn't going to happen. He's more or less bow into me now and on the other side of the island. But we catch another battleship and cruiser coming up on the mini-map and being spotted. Now, this cruiser runs into the other ship, and I think he's going to back up. Unfortunately, he cleared the other ship, so basically 2 salvos. Didn't do anything for me there. The good thing is I'm in concealment. Nobody has vision of me or can spot me even when firing, so that's kind of nice. I probably should have, considering I had AP loaded, I should have probably taken shots at the Harlem, but I decided to switch over here. And then I switched to HE and start firing on these guys that are bow in. The battleship goes down. The torps, it looks like. And then we're trying to finish off this Harlem. We'll get a fire on him.
Torpedoes, direct
he's
front.
burning. Don't really have shots, so I stop firing as I poke out. And, of course, somebody takes the kill, our Buffalo. And then our Buffalo obviously runs right into our Yoshino, or their Yoshino. So he actually gets a really good salvo in on him there, but he is showing full broadside and gets taken out by the Yoshino. Well, we fire a couple salvos at him. He goes dark. We radar him because he's within radar range. I probably could have waited there and caught him broadside. And not really landing my shells either, so not helping my situation here. I'm going to switch over to HE here in a second. Probably should have done it a little earlier or just landed landed my shots a little bit better. It was pretty pathetic, to be honest. Dodge the island. And we've got to be conscious of the guys coming in through from A to B, because that's where I would think they would come. So I don't want to go too far out. We do get broadside, so I do switch back to AP. Take a pretty good hit there. And land a Citadel. And another.
We've destroyed an enemy cruiser.
Another salvo kills him. So a couple Citadels, one from him, and I think one early on from him. I'm not sure. So we're sitting on about 136,000 damage. We're going to go back to B because B is being contested. Not really sure what our ships are doing. My guess is the A flank has pushed into this cap. And there we go. We got a Buffalo. And probably should have turned in a little bit earlier. Because he's sitting there with a Lion.
The ship is on fire.
Who got a double fire on me, which is not good. I kind of return the favor, show a little bit too much cheek. Take a pretty decent salvo from the Buffalo. I should be able to out DPM him here though. And we get
Destroyed an enemy
another
cruiser.
Citadel on him and send him down. And of course we have a battleship here that's, you know, about 3/4 health. And a nice salvo there. We get Confederate. That bumps up our rate of fire by 20%. So this thing, you know, we also got a Citadel too, bowing, or almost bowing. So not getting any damage off his bow now. Too angled, so I put him into the superstructure. Try to break the turrets, but after a couple salvos, I kind of give up on it. Obviously, I'm not going to be able to break them. And I'm trying to avoid him ramming me. I can probably take another good salvo from him. And we're going to try to get him on fire. And yeah, he gets a pretty decent salvo in through the nose. And now we're just getting straight up pens on his nose because 203 millimeter. And we finish him off
Battleship destroyed.
as our Jutland comes in to help and potentially steal my kill. So we're sitting on 4 kills, which is not a bad game. 229,000. Not really a lot left here.
Retreat now.
The Conqueror is left on their team, and the Asashio,
All stations.
my
Proceed
cheeky
to
friend.
capture that area.
So it looks like my team is going to go for A. So right about here, I decide instead of you know, all 4 of us going to A and potentially giving up caps to the Asashio, who is actually in C now, we're going to go to B. And we're going to loop around and see if we can confront the Asashio and catch that little cheeky devil. So we're going to pull into B, and then we're going to hopefully radar the Asashio as he comes through C and get our 5th kill and our Kraken. Unfortunately, I kind of screw up here a little bit.
All stations. Concentrate fire on
I popped my radar a little early. I should have waited till I was spotted. I was hoping the Asashio would kind of go right from C and head right to B. But obviously, with a Des Moines, he probably had second thoughts about that. So, yeah, it's kind of a bad radar, but it is what it is. In the end, I do manage to catch him. He definitely took a little bit different route than I expected him to. But meanwhile, we have our Jutland, our Bismarck, and our Thunder fighting the Conqueror, who in the beginning of the game kind of sarcastically said, "Prepare to be lit on fire." Of course, I didn't have to deal with them, which is good because that boat hits hard and its HE is no joke. So there's no hiding from it, no angling from it. It'll still smash you. So land a couple salvos on my cheeky friend, the Asashio, and he manages to get away at this point. Really wanted a Kraken. So I decide that, maybe he'll come around. I get spotted again, which means he's within 8 kilometers. Of course, I have my radar down. And looking where I think he is, he's somewhere's over there, I believe. And of course, he fires a cheeky shot and resets me, and also sets me on fire. Which, because there isn't really anybody else around, I decide to extinguish right away. And probably could have played this a little bit better. I figured if I pushed, he would turn around. But I wasn't really sure, so I decided to slow down in the cap, stop. As I'm grabbing the cap, I'm going to start reversing in case he does come around the southern end of the island. And if he does, hopefully we can smash him and get our Kraken. But things don't always work out as you expect them to. We did lose our... No, we haven't lost our Jutland. But in typical World of Warship fashion, we're going to... That Conqueror is going to smash a couple of those guys. Interestingly enough, the Conqueror really didn't do too much. He ends up with 3 kills. There goes the Bismarck. He ends up with 3 kills, but I don't think he ended up very high on the leaderboard. Conqueror is a great steel killing ship because it does so much damage in one salvo. You can almost anytime you fire at a boat that's low, you can almost finish him off. So again, I pop my radar, and again, I get nothing. Interestingly enough, the Asashio is not within 8.5 kilometers of me, so I decide to go forward. Assuming he didn't head south, because I pretty much have the whole area covered in radar, unless he went really wide. So I decide to push north. I get spotted. Pretty sure he's in front of me at this point. I don't think he's down there wide. Doesn't seem to make a lot of sense. And of course he smokes up right in front of me. Just out of my radar range apparently. And my radar goes down anyways. I get undetected, but he gets a shot off at me. Baits me into shooting at him, which I gladly oblige. And he catches me on fire again. Little devil.
The ship is on fire.
You'll notice on the mini map our Jutland also went down, but time ran out for us. 232,000 damage, high caliber, 2,700 base XP, almost 2,800, so pretty good game. The damage to 10 of the 11 ships, or 10 of the 12 ships, so pretty good, and got rewarded some XP. Thanks for watching the video. Enjoy.